All right, welcome to today's Explainer. We're diving straight into a massive, frankly eye-catching financial leap in the healthcare sector today. Let's get right into Narayana Hrudayalaya's Q1 FY27 earnings surge. If you follow corporate earnings, you already know that every once in a while, a report drops that makes you literally stop scrolling and take a much closer look. Well, that is exactly what happened recently with a major headline reported by the Economic Times. We're going to break down the mechanics of a truly phenomenal quarter for this specific hospital chain, and we'll make the strategy behind these massive headline figures crystal clear.
2,683, yeah, we're talking about 2,683 crores posted in just a single quarter. Keep in mind, this isn't an annual figure. This is the posting for just a roughly 90-day window. I mean, think about the sheer volume of operations, the daily patient intake, and the extreme administrative efficiency it requires to move that amount of capital so quickly. It's one of those numbers that instantly redefines the scale at which this organization is operating.
But wait, alongside that massive revenue posting, here's the second shock factor: 40%. In a sector that is notoriously known for its massive overheads, super complex supply chains, and incredibly high operating costs, seeing a 40% jump in profit is absolutely exceptional. It doesn't just mean they took in more money, it means they were vastly more efficient at actually keeping it.
Section 1, the Q1 FY27 earnings surge. So why is this Q1 FY27 timeline so crucial? Well, the first quarter is fundamentally your tone setter. It's the launch pad. Whatever momentum a company builds in Q1 often dictates the narrative for the next 9 months. It essentially establishes the baseline against which the rest of the year's performance and really management's strategic decisions will be judged by the market.
For Narayana Hrudayalaya, coming out of the gate this strong completely shifts market expectations. When a hospital chain begins a brand new financial year with this kind of posting, it sends a massive signal. It tells analysts, investors, and really the healthcare sector at large that their operational strategies, whether we're talking about facility expansions or optimizing care delivery, are firing on all cylinders from day one.
Moving on to Section 2, breaking down the numbers. When we strip away the market noise and isolate the core facts from the Economic Times, the picture becomes incredibly clear. We've got the entity, Narayana Health, the posting, a staggering 2,683 crore, and the profit growth sitting at 40%. The raw data really just speaks for itself here. You definitely don't need a degree in finance to understand that something highly significant and highly successful just took place in their financial and operational departments.
Look, context is literally everything here. Normally, when you're analyzing established hospital chains, you expect steady, predictable growth. You're anticipating single-digit growth, maybe low double digits if they've had a particularly strong season, or, say, opened a major new facility. But compare that standard, cautious expectation against the reality of what Narayana Hrudayalaya just achieved. The massive gap between what is typical and what they actually delivered forces us to ask, what specific efficiencies are they leveraging right now to capture this much value in just 3 months?
Which brings us to Section 3, a 40% profit jump.
A 40% increase is not just some incremental step up. It's a leap into an entirely new tier of profitability. Basically, for every unit of profit made previously, they've added nearly half of that again on top. And they've done it without necessarily having to scale their physical footprint by 40%. That right there is the magic of operational leverage. It shows a systemic top-to-bottom improvement in exactly how they manage their margins. Notice how the Economic Times specifically phrased this. Profit soars 40%. Financial journalists are usually pretty careful with their verbs, right? They'll use words like rose, climbed, or maybe grew for standard good news. But they reserve a powerful word like soars for exceptional, out-of-the-ordinary institutional growth. It's an aggressive, active word that perfectly captures the dramatic upward trajectory of their financials this quarter.
Section 4, the big picture takeaway.
So, let's pull all these threads together. We are looking at an absolute monumental milestone in corporate healthcare earnings here. Moving over 2,600 crore through their systems in Q1 and translating that into such a massive margin surge, that is a testament to incredible scale meeting peak efficiency. This isn't just about throwing big numbers around. It's about a healthcare organization fundamentally optimizing its business model and proving that those optimizations yield immense, undeniable real-world value. Which leads us to the ultimate question, and this is what I really want you to think about as we wrap up. How long can this unprecedented 40% growth trajectory actually be sustained in the healthcare sector? Is this just a one-time spike fueled by a specific set of circumstances? Or has Narayana Hrudayalaya unlocked a brand new, sustainable formula for high-margin healthcare delivery? It's a fascinating question for sure, and you can bet market analysts will be watching their upcoming reports very closely to find out. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep learning, keep questioning, and I'll catch you next time.